Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome to another Magic Arena Explorer video. So today we are playing our first gameplay video with March of the Machine cards, and we are starting with an Izzet Phoenix build that is playing Urabrask. So this is the new red legendary Praetor, so it's a 4/4 for 4 with first strike. It says whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, it deals 1 damage to target opponent, and you add red, and you can pay red, exile it, and return it to the battlefield transformed under its owner's control. Activate only as a sorcery and only if you've cast 3 or more instant and or sorcery spells this turn, and it comes back as a saga, which is the Great Work, which is says on its first chapter, the Great Work deals 3 damage to target opponents and each creature they control. Chapter 2 says create 3 treasure tokens, and chapter 3 is until end of turn you may cast instant and sorcery spells from any graveyard. If a spell cast this way will be put into a graveyard, exile it instead, exile the Great Work, and return it to the battlefield as Urabrask. So it has a similar clause to Arclight Phoenix in that it cares about whether you've cast 3 or more instant and sorcery spells this turn. So we are playing both of those. So there will be kind of big explosive turns. The idea is that when we've played 3 instants and sorceries, we can transform Urabrask, do an incredible amount of damage to their board, flashback the Arclight Phoenixes, and attack for a lot of damage. Now, one of the great strengths of Urabrask is the third chapter. When it resolves, it flips the Urabrask, and then you can use the ability that it creates until end of turn to cast instants and sorceries, which you can then potentially use to flip Urabrask again. So it does become self-perpetuating. I think the main challenge of this card is just flipping it once, and if you manage to do that and it sticks around, I think you are in a pretty good spot. The main challenge, I think, for this is just going to be, does it get killed instantly by your opponent before you can make it go off? And unlike Art like Phoenix, killing it does just get rid of it. It's not like it can come back again the next turn or a couple of turns later. So let's see how it goes. I'm interested to see how it plays. The rest of the deck, as you'll see, is just a kind of classic Izzet Phoenix build. We are leaning our cheaper spell slightly more towards red than you perhaps would normally, just to take advantage of Urabrask's mana generation ability. But we are still using the full cantrip abilities, the charter courses to get Phoenixes in the bin, and pieces of the puzzle as our get more instances and sorceries in the hand, potentially put phoenixes in the graveyard, and then there's just a lot of burn spells. So the full 4 fiery impulse, 2 lightning axe, 3 play with fire, 2 spike field hazard that can also act as a land, and 2 copies of strangle. And we will of course kind of sideboard accordingly depending on what our opponent's playing. If they're playing a lot of creatures, we might bring in additional creature removal or take it out depending on what's going on. In terms of our mana base, so we've got the full a lot of so we've got 14 red blue dual lands, 2 islands. Although actually, having said that, that mana base is a hangover from our previous version of this, so I'm just going to amend that slightly because of the red. I'm going to pop in mountain in addition to the islands that we're playing. So I'm going to change it from 2 islands to 1. Favorite that while I'm doing it. Two islands to 1 of each. So that will be the mana base of the deck. And then in the sideboard, we have our kind of counter spell package to bring in against various decks. So we've got 2 copies of Spell Pierce, 2 change the equation, 1 disdainful stroke, and 2 mystical disputes. So you bring those in various combinations depending on what we're playing. Then we have additional removal spells. So we've got 1 copy of Rending Volley, 2 copies of Abrade, 1 copy of Volcanic Spite, which is a new card, which is a strict upgrade from Fire Prophecy. And so this one can hit creatures, planeswalkers, and battles, but has the same effect of allowing you to put a hand from your card on the bottom of your library to draw a card. Then we've got Brotherhood's End, 1 copy of that as our kind of Wrath of choice, and then another new card in the sideboard, which is Invasion of Coldheim. So that is a 4 defense battle, which when it enters the battlefield, you exile all cards from your hand, then draw that many cards until the end of your next turn. You may play cards exiled this way, so it's a way of kind of refueling, potentially getting to the 3 spells we need by having access to kind of 2 hands worth of cards, as it were. And then the other side, Pyre of the World Tree, if we get to it, can be very good. It turns all of our excess lands into removal spells, and potentially also into new cards that we can cast, and then we have 2 copies of Crackling Drake, which we can bring in when we need a kind of big beaty flyer. So this will often be a kind of 7/4, 8/4. It's particularly effective against decks that run a lot of graveyard hate because it doesn't care whether the instants and sorceries are in exile or in your graveyard; it still counts them. So that is the sideboard. So yeah, that is Izzet Phoenix with Urabrask. I'm interested to see how this plays. I think of the two decks I built with Urabrask, this is probably the one where it's least necessary, and so it might just prove to be a little bit redundant in the deck, which already has some very powerful creatures in it. But I'm interested to see whether it can kind of add a bit more to the whole casting 3 instants and sorceries. And I think if you ever do get a turn where you can kind of make both of these things happen at once, you're going to be in a very good position. But it is more vulnerable to removal than Phoenix is. So let's see how we go on the ladder. So let's see what our first hand has in store for us. Interesting. The Considers and the Lightning Axe make me want to keep this. It's a risky one, but I think it's worth it. Okay, so our opponent is on some form of mono green. I suspect it will be Devotion. So let's pass the turn, hold up Consider. We do have a Lightning Axe for any particularly beefy creatures that might play. Okay, so it's a Werewolf Pack Leader instead. So I think I'm happy to kill that potentially next turn. So we'll take 1 here. Consider. We'll, Ledger Shred is an interesting one. I am very much in the business of drawing land, though. Let's keep it for now. Okay, Pieces of the Puzzle isn't bad, so let's consider a... So it's not going to do us any harm. Well, I say it's not. It's going to do us damage, but it won't draw them any cards. So let's just kill it anyway. Let's discard Phoenix. Let's hold Consider up. Okay. So they are main decking Ooze. So this looks to me more like a mono green Stompy deck rather than Devotion. Okay, so that's worth knowing. That they do have that ability to eat our graveyard. So the Phoenix is going to stay in my hand for the time being, but let's go digging again. Strangle's a good one. It's a good draw. So let's play Ledger Shredder. Let's strangle their Scavenging Ooze. Discarding another Phoenix now that we're getting rid of that. Okay, that was a good turn. So we do have to be aware that Collected Company is probably coming for us now. So if they're mono green Stompy, I wonder if they're playing Palukronos. Okay, so the Mammoth is interesting. So let's start by so they can't get a land into play at instant speed. So let's start by playing Charter Course. What are we discarding here? Maybe Fiery Impulse. No, I quite like Fiery Impulse. Tough one. Yeah, let's discard that. Now let's consider hunt for a land. So start with that. So no, let's ditch another. Yeah, that will do. So let's Fiery Impulse away the Mammoth. Attack for 6. And then we potentially have Urabrask to play next turn. And then maybe start to try and go off with it with the pieces of the puzzle the turn after. So yeah, I quite like our spot here. Okay, Love Struck Beast is fine. So let's attack. Let's play Urabrask and a land. Okay, so the hens comes down. And then the mammoth. Play with fire is good, but I think we're going to have to keep the pieces of the puzzle here. Oh, come on, surely they haven't drawn a 1-drop. Oh, man. Okay, that's very fortunate on their part. Okay, let's play pieces. Lightning Axe and Opt. Let's axe away their mammoth. Give us a connive. Let's discard another Arclight Phoenix. Okay, so I will now opt because it'll bring back the other Phoenix, and that will be enough to kill them. So close to making Urabrask happen. Oh well. So, mono green. So let's bring in Change the Equation as a great counter spell. Spite. Brotherhood's End here is okay, actually, because it kills quite a lot of their creatures. It doesn't kill all of them, obviously. Then am I taking out the Phoenixes here? I don't think I need to, actually, just because Scavenging Ooze is fine, but it's quite easily killed by my suite of removal. So let's leave them in. So 4 cuts to make. So Lightning Axe is good here. Don't think we need Play with Fire. We've got enough removal for other things. And maybe take out 1 copy of Urabrask, just to kind of lower the curve a little. Yeah. I'm so annoyed they drew that fight spell. I mean, I know we won anyway, but first game, I was so looking forward to it. And like green is like the classic, would have been perfect because they just don't run that much interaction. But one time. Oh well, we'll make it happen. Yeah, again, this is a pretty good hand. Ooh, that's a great draw. So let's Spike Field Hazard there. Lanoir Elf. Yep, let's just keep doing that. Slowing them down as much as possible is good. And we'll hold up Shredder into Opt or Lightning Axe next turn. Seems pretty decent. Okay, so they are running Hearths, so that's fine. So we'll know to keep our Phoenixes out of graveyard. So do I avoid taking damage here to play Otawara? I quite like having Otawara as a bounce spell, actually, so let's Shredder. play Opt. I don't think we need 2 lightning axes. We'll keep a fiery impulse though. Now they can go. So here I think Charter Course is probably better just as a draw 2, because we're not that interested in discarding anything at the moment. Okie doke. So they're struggling a bit on mana here. Ooh, Phoenix is interesting. Okay, so let's play Otawara. Let's Fiery Impulse. Let's attack. Missing a Connive trigger here, but I think it's worth it to draw 2. Draw. Yep, don't need that. Okay, Pieces is good. Okay, so they're growing their hearse here. Without a creature to crew it, I'm not that worried. And we're not playing any Phoenixes anytime soon, or putting them in the bin, rather. You're right, Fibblethip. Ooh, that's a good target for our Lightning Axe. So we'll discard a card here, which will be our land. I could have waited till my turn to potentially connive again, but I think it's worth having the mana available from pieces of the puzzle. So let's play a land, play pieces, grab 2 ops. Getting rid of 3 lands is great there, so let's play opt, connive. Discard the Hall of the... Actually... Yeah, let's just keep Hall in hand, actually, because that might eventually act as a finisher for us. There's Urabrask, typically after I've already cast the pieces, but never mind. So I assume they must have a collected company in hand. No, just a scavenging ooze. Fine by me. So they're going to grow with their own graveyard, which is cool. Okay, I will discard the Hall now. Okay, so let's attack. Let's start working our way towards flipping Urabrask next turn. So they will be able to attack us for potentially a lot of damage with the hearse. So that is worth keeping an eye on. Let's discard Charter Course here. But they have put their ooze inside Urabrask range, so that's good. So we will take 8 here, which is a lot, but So let's start with pieces of the puzzle. Oh, grand. Okay, we'll keep that. Play Consider. Discard that. Oh, okay. This is going to be quite fun. So that's two. They don't have the lands to get rid of either of our phoenixes. So let's Volcanic Spite their Lovestruck Beast. Don't you dare concede. Okay, they can get rid of one of our phoenixes, sure. Get rid of this charter course. Now let's Fiery Impulse the Lovestruck Beast. So the Great Work does 3 damage to target opponent and each creature they control. So let's bring back Phoenix. Let's attack here. No, okay, they're good up. Damn, we didn't even get to flip it. All right, but you can see how Urabrask was going to do some interesting work there. So yeah, that was a very good first match. Let's go to another. Here we go again. Like being on the play. I like this hand. Ooh, zombies. Okay. Well, let's kill that while we can. Ooh, lovely, lovely. Let's play Charter Course. Discard. Okay, Lazotep Reaver. Fair enough. So let's chart again. Discard an excess land. Pass the turn. So what kind of removal do they... Ooh. Dimir zombies as well. That's fun. So, with them only having 2 power on board, I think I'm happy to play Urabrask and see what they do. So, let's start by lightning axing here. Discarding Phoenix. Now let's cast Consider. Fair enough. Yeah, right. Why will my opponents never let me flip Urabrask? Right, so Brotherhood's End is good here. They're playing blue. I haven't seen any blue zombies yet, so I won't put in Rending Volley, but I will put in a Braid and Volcanic Spite. I will take out... do we need Lightning Axe here? I mean, it's still good, I think. Spikefield Hazard's good. Pieces of the Puzzle is good. I mean, it's all good, isn't it? They're all good cards. Impulse is great. Don't I need here? I feel like black's gonna I'm going to run into some graveyard hate, but until I do, leave the Phoenixes in, because I can just hardcast them. Hmm. Do I even need a braid, actually? No, let's not put a braid in. I think the removal we've got down here is probably good enough. And take out... Yeah, we'll take out Lightning Axe, just because doing 5 is a bit excessive. Yeah, this is okay if we can draw some more land. I think we'll just do this. Okay, champion, sure thing. So, no, let's just strangle that, actually, while we can. They might spell pierce this, I suppose. Yep. Okay, pass the turn. Da-da-da. So is the Dimir just for their counterspell package, then, I suppose? Yeah. Oh, well, I'll run pieces into a counter. No, no, okay, so I'll take an impulse and another impulse. No turn 3 play is rough for them. Okay, that makes sense. So I'm not going to Brotherhood's End, I think, into a... So let's just kill that. Then cast Charter Course, which they can spell pierce if they so wish to. No, okay. I will discard a Spirebluff Canal. They've definitely got a counter spell, so there's no point running our Fire Impulse into it. Now I think I'll let them counter this. Yep. Now, depending on what they play, I could potentially Brotherhood's End next turn. Yep. That is what I'm going to be doing. So let's play Soak and Zan. Play Brotherhood's End. Play Charter Course. Discard another land. Okay, this is all working out reasonably well at the moment, though we could do with some Phoenixes. Okay, let's just get rid of those two. That's pieces. Opt and opt. Now, no, I'm going to hold these just because without the additional blue mana. Yep. Okay, I think they're pretty dead here now. All right. They're gonna concede before I get to use it. I know they are. All right. I remain disappointed at my inability to. Okay, I admire the commitment to making Invasion of Innistrad happen. There we are. Okay. So I am claiming that as a power that proves that if they concede every time I try and use it, that is definitely proof that it's a powerful card. Okay? Just because I never get to flip it doesn't mean it's not doing well. Yeah. Ugh. That's a string of numbers. I'm about to get trolled. Um, this hand's okay. It's a bit on the slow side without any of the cantrips, but we'll give it a go. Let's roll the play. And if they play anything like a Llanowar Elf, okay, so they are facing down Rakdos. Fair enough. Okay, let's chart a course. So let's play a Shredder. I think I'm happy to just pass the turn here. And we could potentially play another Shredder next turn. Or Urabrask. Urabrask is probably not brilliant in this matchup. There's too much one-for-one removal, but... interesting. Yeah, fair enough. Okay, that to me suggests they don't have a great removal suite in their hand, so let's play Urabrask. Yeah, Fable is a card. Okay, so we can make this happen, so let's Fiery Impulse this. Let's play Consider. We'll keep that. Let's Spikefield Hazard them. Now we can attack. Now let's flip Urabrask. Hooray, we got there. Urabrask is flipped. The great work is available to us. I assume this is going to die. Yep. So let's play a Ledger Shredder. Then next turn we've got our third chapter going off. And the pings from Urabrask should be enough to kill them. So we've got Considers, Fiery Impulses. Okay, Trespass is a decent card, so they can exile our Arclight Phoenix. Okay. Yeah, this should be sufficient, so let's Fiery Impulse down this. Then we'll Fiery Impulse down that. Yep. So, Rakdos. So let's put in change the equation. Disdainful Stroke. And let's put in the Crackling Drakes as well. And I think we can take out... how do I feel about Phoenix in this matchup? So the removal suite is very good. Lightning Axe is what we need to kill Shieldred. Yeah, I'll try taking the Phoenixes out. Yep, let's do it like that. Could alternatively take the Ledger Shredders out, I suppose, because they're a bit... basically all of our opponent's removal gets rid of them. We'll see. We'll see how it goes in this game. Yep, that's a decent hand. Sure thing. Pass the turn. I'll keep the pieces of the puzzle. Okay, Urabrask's a good card, so let's play Charter Course. Let's lose the Spike Field Hazard here. I don't think it's going to do much for us. What are we playing here? I think we can just pieces. Yep. We'll keep a Consider and a Strangle. That's fine. Unfortunately, we can't play Urabrask this turn, but let's... Don't think we need another Charter Course. Pop that in the bin. Okay, finally, we hit the land. Okay, Hero's Downfall is a card. So let's play our first copy of Urabrask here. Pop Ottawa onto the battlefield. Sure thing. Let's play Shredder into Urabrask. Discarding Strangle. No, we'll discard a Fiery Impulse. Sure thing. Fable is a card. And so is Bone Crusher Giant. Okay, that gives us what we need, so let's discard our spare Urabrask. So, what are we doing here? So, we don't quite have what... well, we might draw what we need. Yeah, so let's start with Strangle. Because we're going to do this anyway, I think. Let's Fiery Impulse this, Conniving. Okay, so we don't have what we need, so let's discard, change the equation. Let's go to attacks. Play Crackling Drake. Okay, that gives us the mana we need to activate Hall of the Storm Giants as well. So I think we're in pretty good shape here. Yep, good game. So let's do one more match. These last two relatively quick, I think. I don't love double Urabrask, but we could draw into some other cards, so let's keep it for now. I have some chamomile tea to drink. Oh, that's still far too hot. Just in case they play a Llanowar Elf or something like that. Could happen. Could happen. No, it's the Thoughtseize. Okay, Lightning Axe is good against Greasefang, assuming that's what we're facing down here. The Blooming Marsh makes me think so, yep. Okay, Phoenix is good, because that gives us something to discard. Yeah, sure thing. So they can put Parhelion in the bin, but they have no incentive yet to play Greasefang. They don't know that we've got another removal spell, so they might try it in the hopes that our Fire Impulse doesn't work. No, Liliana, okay. Happily. Okay, let's play Hall of the Storm Giants. Okay. Don't think we need both copies of Urabrask here. Yep. So let's Lightning Axe, discarding Fire Impulse. So, I'm not going to play Urabrask into open Liliana, but without a way to kill her, I think we might be in trouble here. Yeah, this lack of draw spells is going to cost us, I think. Okay, well, let's bop Liliana just so she can't ultimate. So we're not out of this yet. You know, one good draw of cards can potentially get us into it. Okay. Fair enough. Okay, so Spite, Rending Volley, Abrade, all of the instant speed removal we can get our hands on, and we'll take out Strangle, Play with Fire. Spell Pierce, do I want that? I'll put in one. Take out the other Play with Fire. Anything that can't do 3 damage or at instant speed is not good. Yeah, hand's fine. I've got to keep Hazard for the moment, just because it can kill a 1 toughness Rafine's Informant, for example. No, I don't think we need that. Okay, let's do that. Pass the turn. Let's play Shredder. Unfortunately, we can't use the Connive straight away because we have to keep up 1 mana for just in case they have Greasefang. Yep. Okay, they've missed there, so I could just yeah. Interesting. Okay. Okay, well, I'll play one of these as a land. Let's attack. So I'm not sure I want to play pieces of the puzzle now because I might just bin some phoenixes that they can then kill. So, and I don't want to have to discard 2 cards to kill it. So let's just pass the turn for the moment. Okay. Chariot is a card that exists. Okay. Let's play pieces. Let's Fiery Impulse one of their cats. Discard this spare land. Pass the turn. Phew. Yep. Yeah, that's fine. So let's Lightning Axe that. Let's play Shredder. And a Charter Course. Yeah, I think we're going to have to ditch Urabrask there. Yikes. Okay, we're facing down a fairly miserable time of it here. Yeah, we just never really got anything going against Greasefang. It's a rough matchup for us, it seems. Our draws weren't particularly good either, I don't think, but let's take down the cat. Take 8. So let's chart a course. Rending Volley there. Yeah, and then we can't do anything about that, unfortunately. Yep, just not enough cards. Oh well. Still, deck had a pretty good run there. Shame about that matchup with Abzan Greasefang. I'll have to try that one again at some point, see if it's a problematic matchup for the deck, or that was just a bad example of the game. But we'll see. So yeah, that is Izzet Phoenix with Urabrask. I was impressed by Urabrask. I think there's still an open question as to whether the deck truly actually needs it, but it did a lot of work there. It was very powerful when you could make it happen, and actually flipping it was getting into the position where we could flip it was actually never particularly difficult. It's just our opponent generally either conceded, but we did flip it a couple of times, so I'm pleased with that. So that is it Phoenix. That is our first run with Urabrask. We do have another deck in the pipeline playing this card that is the mono red prowess deck that I talked about in my video. So in my deck 5 new decks video, that is, which will be linked in this description. So do check that out if you want to see the other ones that are coming up. And yeah, thank you very much for watching. As always, please do like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think, and I will see you next time.